Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and BigGTV.
We're back here on the Coaches Show this morning on WGNS and BigGTV, and our coverage is brought to you in part by Parks Auction Company. Parks Auction helps get more money for your property. That's parksauction.com here on WGNS and BigGTV, bringing you your coverage here this morning. Time to talk some Riverdale sports. And Will Kriesky joins today. Will is the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors, and last night's final was 49-0 over Laverne. And kind of
that was the week before.
That was the week before.
Blackman. We were 35-7.
I'm sorry.
35-7.
35-7. That was Blackman that played Laverne.
I'm not
you
mad.
played
I'm
Stewart's
not
Creek.
Mad. Don't make that mistake.
35-7 over Stewart's Creek. So only allowed 7 points in the last 2 weeks. That's all right.
Yeah, we did. Coach Rail's upset. I put in a young kid at running back, and he fumbled it, and they scooped and scored. So, that's not on the defense. That was on the offense. And I got to do a better job with ball control with some of my younger kids, running backs. And we were getting, after half, we started putting different kids in different spots and getting them reps and things like that. But, yeah, the defense have played really well. And, to their credit, I want to say they've only given up no points in the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
Somebody was yelling they need to fire the running backs coach last night. So, and I think the OC might have agreed. But, unfortunately, I do the running backs coach, so I guess I'll keep him around for a little bit.
Might as well,
Yeah.
It's hard to make a change in the middle of the year.
That's good. You're exactly right.
You plan for games like that, and Laverne is. I did it again. Stewart's Creek is a program that, gosh, last year they were region champs over in their other region before things got combined. So, I mean, to me, that just made this whole region just a whole lot tougher. And you got the best of them last night, but you don't know that that's going to be a guarantee from year in and year out for sure.
No, Coach Cardell and the staff, they do a great job. I know a lot of guys on that staff and worked against them in different programs, and they do a phenomenal job. They just kind of been bit with the injury bug here lately. Their quarterback's out, running back's out, and they're missing some key pieces to their puzzle. And when you miss those key pieces, sometimes it's hard, and it's going to take them a few weeks to get adjusted and everybody playing together. And I thought their quarterback last night did a great job. He commanded the offense, ran the offense well, and did what Coach Cardell asked him to do. Our defensive guys just made plays and flew around, and I thought I was really proud of them because, facing the wing tee and all the formations they had last night, and it took us a couple of series to get adjusted and get our alignment corrected, but once they did, they settled down and played some football.
Well, it's not like in this region we haven't had, become accustomed to that style of offense, but that's why the wing tee is so effective, is because it's just so hard to figure out who's got the ball, and it could be – you see the same formation, it could be any one of 4 or 5 players that have it.
Yes, and they do a really good job, and you got to be very disciplined, and that's what our guys worked on all week, is being disciplined and reading their keys and doing their job, and not trying to overdo their job and do somebody else's job, because if you do get out of place or miss a read, they could hit 6 real quick and get 6. So, but I thought they were patient and ran the ball really well last night.
Is that the key against that type of offense? Is patience and being where you're supposed to be. You handle your area, and trust that your teammate's going to handle theirs.
Yeah, yes, and you can't fall asleep because they'll hit you with a pass. So again, if you're not doing your job, let's say safeties are trying to come down and just play the run nonstop, well, they're going to give up a deep ball. So you just have to know your responsibility each play. And the big thing is alignment, making sure your alignment, we're gap sound. And again, I thought they did a good job adjusting to it as the game went on.
Last night, your quarterback had a touchdown run, a 55-yard touchdown pass, and to that freshman phenom, right?
Yeah, they did a good job, and Luke did a good job getting open. Gavin scrambled around on that play and found him, and Luke kind of slipped behind the defenders and was wide open, and they made a great connection. And again, they're doing a good job getting better each week and catching the ball. And Braylon Burns and Zayden Jones had a great job on the offensive side, and that all the guys are starting to come together. Riley Talley made some great catches last night, and then Jacob Vaughn, we handed him the ball with 3 seconds left in the half, and he takes it 88 yards for a touchdown. So I thought about those guys, and especially those guys up front, are growing up each week and getting better, and doing the little things correctly that we've asked them to do throughout the week.
Coach, you mentioned Luke, or we kind of started out with that, and I said freshman, and then it kind of dawned on me. We have several freshmen in the whole region that are starting this year, but it is very difficult to crack the starting lineup as a freshman or even a sophomore, really, in this league and at Riverdale.
Yeah, I can't count, but maybe 2 guys since I've been at Riverdale, and I've been there since '09, that's come in and played as freshmen on Friday nights, and you know, for him to do that, it's just his mentality, his work ethic, and just how he believes and just how he operates. He doesn't operate as a freshman, you know, just how his work ethic, his mentality at practice, and it's just very impressive what he does every day and every week.
Sometimes it's really hard. I mean, you have a kid come up and they're a good, solid football player, but they may not start getting very many varsity reps for, you know, until their junior year, and it's kind of hard to sit back when, you know, you want to play, but you have other opportunities with JV and freshmen and that kind of thing, and really development. But that says a lot about here, where other teams, if they graduate a senior class, you know, and they're going to be very young, you may see all freshmen and sophomores out there playing. That's the difference in Rutherford County and other places. I think.
You know, we lost a lot last year, but then we filled them in with juniors and seniors, and again, that's what you talk about, the depth of these programs and having large numbers in our programs, and we do. I think Rutherford County does a great job with promoting our JV games and getting those kids better and taking those JV games serious on Monday nights, and everybody keeping up with the record. And you know, I think that just says a lot about our county, because that's developing all our kids and our program. All our programs in our counties, very, very. It's very important for us to be able to develop those kids on Monday night.
I think you know, all the coaches, yourself included. There's been, I guess, last 10 years or so, there's been more of an emphasis in promoting, and here's when the freshmen play, and having a county championship and JV and the same thing, because let's face it, sometimes those kids don't make the varsity level, but they play as freshmen or JV, and that's their football experience at Riverdale, for instance.
Exactly, and that's what I was telling those kids last week. You know, they're important. They're important Monday through Thursday during practice, and those games are valuable to them, because those are reps. You can't go a whole year without getting game reps, and those games are very, very important to them and their development. And so, I'm glad that we take it serious, and we got, you know, numbers to do it, and that's what, when you have numbers, you can have, and that builds your program and keeps kids interested.
Yeah, and that's on the NFL level. That's why they pay these scout teams, you know, and then they make pretty decent living at being able to do that, and are proud to say that they're on a team, and they get a Super Bowl ring if they win the Super Bowl, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's very important, and I think we do a good job here, and you at Riverdale and everybody else of making sure that those kids have a very special experience, which is why you're in this business anyway.
Yes,
you know,
yes, sir. Yes,
about
sir.
these kids. Jacob Vaughn, you mentioned 2 touchdowns. That what was 89 yarder. That had to be something spectacular.
It was a really good run, and I thought he made some good reads and good cuts. And at first, I was like, he might get it. We were just actually trying to run the clock out and get to the half, and he took it. And every time he touches the ball, he has that mentality. He wants to score.
Yeah.
So that was really, especially at a sophomore, impressive just to see his determination on that run. That's been one of his runs that showed me that he can be a player, and we're going to keep putting our foot on him, making him grow up.
Well, we kind of spoke about this just right before going on, that it's hard to believe that this is midway through the regular season in high school football.
It's crazy. It's gone by fast. The first 5 weeks, and the next 5 weeks will fly by too, and with the fall break thrown in there. So, you know, it's crazy that we're already sitting here playing Columbia, getting ready for the Columbia week, and, you know, it's going to be a big week. And, you know, I know it's a non-region game, but they've done some really good things, and you know, the coach, they got alumni coaching them. He's brought a lot of pride and enthusiasm back to that program, and, you know, he reached out to us for this game, so I know they're going to be loaded and excited and ready to go.
We've definitely, over the years, have had some wars with Columbia. I can remember going to Columbia with Riverdale back in the day, and we go to broadcast the game and get there, and I'm setting up in the place that we're supposed to be, and the band director comes up and he says, you can't be here. You've got to, you know. And so That's when Jeff Jordan and I were doing the games, and Bobby Weston and Bobby Gardner, and so Jeff just talks to this band guy, and so what do? I continue to set up everything.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later or whatever, well, we're already set up. We really can't break down. Gotta win there, but they're very serious about everything at Columbia. But a good rivalry is the point.
Yeah, it'll be a good game. Good, like you said, good rivalry. Opponent we haven't seen in a while, so it'll be good for us and good work for our kids. And we got to come ready and prepared and have another good week.
It's not a homecoming or anything?
It is.
Okay. I thought so.
Yes, it is homecoming. My favorite week of the year.
A coach's dream.
Yes. I'm a routine guy and schedule guy, but my routine and schedule will be thrown off. And again, everybody does a great job getting, from Miss Proctor and Rainey and doing the homecoming and getting everything set up, and the administration getting all these things going to have a fun type week for the kids. And the kids at that school deserve that. They deserve a week like that.
Yeah. Do you? You've got obviously football on the mind, and there's a happy medium. Again, these are kids. Homecoming is part of the high school experience. I think all the coaches do a really good job of being able to thread the needle on this one, because you can't just go willy-nilly, but got to have the kids have an experience too.
Yeah, you let them participate and do some things, but also you remind them that it's for the student body and the alumni, and they got to go out and do their part, and that's play a football game. And so we still have to come prepared. And we keep talking about our standard, and we're not going to relax, or we're going to keep holding everybody accountable. So if we don't show up and do what we're supposed to at practice, then we'll be held accountable. And you have to do that to stay focused, because again, not only are you focused on this game, but you have to prepare for the future too. And if you're not getting better every week, it's going to cost you in the long run.
For sure. Nobody does homecoming like Riverdale, so it'll be a big blowout, won't it?
Yeah, they do. It's been a long tradition there, and Miss Blair and administration has done a good job carrying it on and keeping that tradition going. And so it'll be fun. It's fun for all the fall sports. I think, we got some kind of in-school volleyball game maybe. And then I know Coach Gabby, our soccer program's she's done a phenomenal job this year with the soccer team. So it'll be fun for all those athletes and that to participate in the fall sports.
Yeah. So, there's probably something. I know there's something every day. Yeah. More than something every day.
I'll need to go check my emails.
There's no weird things that football coaches have to do or anything, right? They're going to let you coach the game.
I hope so.
It's also a good opportunity too. Homecoming, that's what it's about. It's about coming home for your alumni, and a great opportunity if you haven't seen a Riverdale football game lately, and you keep hearing about it and whatnot. Great chance to come on out and buy a ticket.
Yeah, it's Coach Mr. Limbaugh, I've said it numerous times, does a great job keeping all the lights and scoreboards going, and it's a nice show out there, and it's a nice place, to come play. And I've said it many times, like a small college atmosphere, and it's unbelievable. And yeah, if you don't have anything else to do, come out to Riverdale and watch a little football next Friday night.
Well, I would say more alumni than not didn't even have a football field at their school.
That's true. That's right.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
So, and just look at where it's come from. So, great facility, just like everywhere. Coach, it's good catching up with you. Week 5, after 5 weeks, are we healthy and all pretty much?
Hey, we've got some bumps and bruises on a few guys that hopefully we'll get one back, and the other one to get some treatment, but nothing crazy besides Shelburne. We've lost Shelburne the first week of the season, and he's going to have his surgery in the next few weeks. And other than that, everybody else is pretty good.
Well, that's a good place to be as we roll into the second half of the season. Appreciate you joining us here this morning.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Homecoming week for the Riverdale Warriors as they take on Columbia Central next Friday night. This has been the Riverdale segment on the Coaches Show, brought to you by First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. If you're looking for a hometown feel with your bank, turn to First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, offering full-service banking and mortgage services.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for